Hey, friend, did you catch the shocking upset in the NFC? The Washington Commanders just stunned the Detroit Lions, advancing to the NFC Championship game, and guess what? This unexpected turn of events has serious implications for our Dallas Cowboys. Let's break it down. Now, you might be wondering, how does this affect the Cowboys? Well, here's the deal with the Commanders in the NFC Championship. The Cowboys now hold the longest NFC Championship drought in the NFL. That's right, no team has gone longer without a shot at the NFC title game than the Cowboys. It's frustrating, to say the least, and it's putting more pressure on Jerry Jones to make some serious moves. You've got to think, with the Cowboys now officially holding the longest drought, Jerry Jones has to be feeling the heat. This could push him to take action, especially with the looming question of the head coach. The Cowboys have got to be looking at the Commanders and asking themselves, if they can do it, why can't we? But with all that being said, you have to wonder, will Jerry actually make the necessary changes, or will this just be another frustrating season of what could have been? Now, let me ask you this: do you think this surprise victory by the Commanders could actually be beneficial for the Cowboys in the long run? Could this finally get Jerry Jones to pull the trigger on the right moves? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm really curious to hear what you think about all this. Alright, let's talk about something crucial: the Cowboys' delay in their search for a new head coach. It's no secret that Jerry Jones has taken his sweet time, and now the Cowboys are behind the 8 ball in the coaching search. And honestly, this could be a huge mistake. Because of Jerry's delay, the Cowboys weren't able to schedule interviews with potential candidates like Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn until now. Why? Well, the NFL has strict rules about interviews, and the Cowboys dragged their feet. They weren't allowed to meet with these top candidates until the Lions and other teams were officially out of the playoffs. It's frustrating because while other teams like the Jets and the Saints have already moved forward, the Cowboys were stuck waiting. And now, with the Lions out, the window is wide open for interviews, but the Cowboys are playing catch-up. This puts the Cowboys in a dangerous position. Teams like the Jets and Saints are already locked in on guys like Aaron Glenn, who has been one of the hottest names in coaching circles. The Cowboys need to act fast, or they risk losing out on some of the best available options. And let's face it, if they don't make their move quickly, they could end up with second or third tier candidates. Now, here's where I want to hear from you. If you were Jerry Jones, who would be your first interview? Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, or someone else entirely? Vote in the comments below, and let's see where everyone stands on this. Now, let's talk about a name that has been floating around. Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions, has been catching a lot of attention, and for good reason. Glenn has turned around a Lions defense that, let's face it, was nothing to write home about just a few seasons ago. Under his leadership, the defense has been far more competitive, aggressive, and efficient. But of course, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. One of the biggest challenges Aaron Glenn has faced is dealing with injuries. The Lions' defense has been plagued by key injuries throughout the season, which has made his job even harder. Despite that, he's managed to keep his defense playing at a high level. But here's the thing: when we look at the Cowboys' own defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn, a lot of fans tend to overlook similar problems in the Dallas defense. Quinn has dealt with injuries too, especially in the secondary. Yet some fans are quick to brush that off when discussing his performance. But when it comes to Glenn, people are quick to point to the injuries in Detroit as a reason to be cautious. Let's be honest here, injuries happen to every team, and they affect everyone differently. Just because Glenn has faced challenges doesn't mean he's not a strong candidate. In fact, his ability to work with what he's been given could actually be a sign of his skill and adaptability as a coach. But the question is, does he deserve an interview with the Cowboys? Is he the right fit for this team? Or should Jerry Jones be looking elsewhere? I want to hear from you. Do you think Aaron Glenn deserves to be interviewed by the Cowboys? Type yes or nitrogen monoxide in the comments below and let's talk about it. Now, let's talk about the big name on everyone's lips, Ben Johnson. The offensive coordinator of the Detroit Lions has been turning heads all season, and it's not hard to see why. Johnson has an innovative, creative mind that has revitalized the Lions' offense, from his play calling to his ability to develop young talent like Jared Goff, and his skill with the run game. Johnson has proven to be a game changer. He's one of the hottest names on the market, and with his stock soaring, the Cowboys need to pay close attention. But there's a catch: he's not the only one in demand. The Raiders and Bears are both serious contenders, and they're not just looking for any coach, they're looking for someone who can turn their franchises around. It's not just about finding a coach, it's about finding a visionary who can get their offense firing on all cylinders. And with Johnson's offensive success in Detroit, it's no wonder that teams like these are eager to land him. So what do the Cowboys need to do to bring him in? Well, it's clear that they need to sell him on the project. Dallas has the talent: Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, Tony Pollard, but it's about creating an environment where Johnson can thrive. The Cowboys need to demonstrate a clear path to success, a commitment to evolving their offensive philosophy, and a vision of building a true championship contender. What will really set the Cowboys apart in this race is showing Johnson that they're not just another team looking for a quick fix. They need to sell him on the future, on a team that's ready to compete year in and year out. They need to convince him that Dallas can be a place where his offensive genius will be valued and supported, not just in the short term, but for the long haul. So here's the question for you: if you were Jerry Jones, would you hire Ben Johnson to be the next head coach of the Cowboys? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Type BJ for yes or other for nitrogen monoxide, and let's see where everyone stands on this one. When it comes to big decisions, Jerry Jones has a track record that gives Cowboys fans plenty of reasons to doubt. We've seen him swing and miss on key choices in the past, whether it's sticking with the wrong coach for too long or making questionable moves that fail to deliver results. Fans have every right to wonder if this time will be any different. One of the most critical factors right now is the interview process. The Cowboys need a full, thorough search, not just a quick decision based on a gut feeling or a familiar face. If Jerry Jones is serious about turning this team around, he must approach this process like a top-tier franchise. That means talking to several candidates, evaluating their vision, and finding someone who can truly lead this team forward. The risk of repeating past mistakes is real. If Jones settles for a familiar face or goes for a quick fix without fully vetting the candidates, he could end up making another questionable hire that sets the team back once again. The Cowboys need a coach who can innovate, inspire, and push them to the next level, not someone who is just a placeholder. So here's where we turn it over to you. Do you think Jerry Jones will finally make the right decision this time? Or are we in for another disappointment? Let me know in the comments. Do you think he'll get it right? Or will history repeat itself? Type yes if you believe he'll make the right choice, or nitrogen monoxide if you think we're headed down the same old road. To wrap it up, we've explored some major questions surrounding the future of the Dallas Cowboys. Can Jerry Jones make the right choice when it comes to hiring a new head coach? Will the team finally break through and build a championship contender? There's a lot at stake, and every decision in the coming weeks will impact the direction of this team. The future of the Cowboys hinges on these moves. The right coach could transform this team, while another mistake could set them back yet again. As fans, we've seen this story play out before, and we're all hoping for a change that leads to success. But now, we want to hear from you. What do you think is the right move for the Cowboys? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our updates as we continue to follow this coaching saga. Stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll dive deeper into what's next for the Cowboys and how the rest of the season could unfold. You won't want to miss it.